Welcome to Biblical Handbook Channel. The 12 apostles and disciples were chosen by Jesus Christ to be his closest followers and to spread his teachings. Their deaths were often marked by brutality due to the opposition and persecution they faced while sharing Jesus' message. Various cultural norms, intolerance toward their beliefs, and their unwavering dedication to their cause led to their martyrdom. The accounts detailing the deaths of these apostles portray distressing and brutal events. Each apostle's story reveals increasingly disturbing methods of execution, such as crucifixion, stoning, flaying, beating, beheading, and other violent acts. These narratives depict the tragic ends faced by these individuals as a consequence of their strong commitment to their beliefs and preaching. In this video, we are going to discuss the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ and the traditional accounts of how each of them died. Number 1. Simon Peter. Originally named Simon, was a fisherman from Bethsaida and often seen as the spokesperson among the disciples. Andrew, his brother, introduced him to Jesus. He witnessed many of Jesus' miracles, including walking on water, the transfiguration, and the raising of Jairus' daughter. However, he infamously denied knowing Jesus 3 times during Jesus' trial, as Jesus had prophesied. Peter's personality was characterized by zeal and impulsiveness. He was quick to act and speak, but sometimes struggled with doubt and fear. Despite moments of weakness, Peter displayed remarkable faith and loyalty to Jesus. He boldly confessed Jesus as the Messiah, earning praise from Jesus. Tradition holds that Peter was martyred in Rome during the reign of Emperor Nero, around 64 to 68 AD. He was crucified upside down, reportedly at his own request, as he believed himself unworthy to be crucified in the same manner as Jesus. Number 2. Andrew. The brother of Simon Peter, initially a disciple of John the Baptist, Andrew followed Jesus after John's endorsement. Tradition indicates that Andrew was martyred in Greece, crucified on an X-shaped cross, which became known as the St. Andrew's Cross in his honor. It's believed that during his crucifixion, he continued to preach and exhort those around him, displaying unwavering faith and dedication to his beliefs. Andrew's legacy is characterized by his humility, practicality, and his commitment to introducing others to Jesus Christ. His role as an evangelist and bridge builder within the early Christian community is highly regarded, and he is venerated as a patron saint in various Christian traditions. Number 3. James, son of Zebedee. James was called by Jesus, along with his brother John, while mending their nets. While he was devoted to Jesus, he also faced moments of rebuke, such as when he and his brother requested positions of honor in Jesus' future kingdom, displaying ambition and perhaps a misunderstanding of Jesus' mission. James was the first apostle to be martyred, executed by Herod Agrippa, around 44 AD. He was put to death by the sword, marking the beginning of severe persecution against the early Christians. Herod Agrippa's action demonstrated the hostility and opposition that the followers of Jesus faced in spreading his teachings. Despite his early death, James, son of Zebedee, left an indelible mark on the early Christian community. To this day, a substantial number of Christians and individuals from diverse backgrounds annually undertake the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage to visit the alleged resting place of St. James the Great in Santiago de Compostela. This enduring tradition attests to the lasting impact James has had, drawing pilgrims seeking spiritual connection and historical reverence to his revered shrine. Number 4. John. He is believed to have died of natural causes, having lived a long life after witnessing the events of Jesus' ministry. Tradition holds that he was the only apostle who wasn't martyred. He was exiled to the island of Patmos, where he authored the Gospel of John and the Book of Revelation. John's character was marked by love, compassion, and spiritual depth. He emphasized the importance of love in his writings and teachings, advocating for love as a central aspect of Christian life. Number 5. Philip. While fewer details are recorded about Apostle Philip, he is recognized for being practical and direct. In one instance, when Jesus was about to feed the multitude, Philip was the one Jesus asked about buying bread, testing him to see how he would respond to the situation. He also played a role in bringing others to Jesus. Notably, when Greeks sought an audience with Jesus, they first approached him. Philip, from Bethsaida's details surrounding his death, vary across historical accounts and traditions. According to some historical sources, Philip was purportedly martyred in Hierapolis, Phrygia, an ancient city in present-day Turkey. Accounts regarding the manner of his martyrdom differ. Some sources suggest that Philip was crucified, while others mention stoning followed by crucifixion. However, there isn't a definitive historical consensus or detailed information confirming the precise method of his death. Number 6. Bartholomew. Traditionally, Bartholomew is linked with the apostle Nathanael mentioned in the Gospel of John, although the direct association between the two isn't explicitly stated in biblical texts. Regarding Bartholomew's death, various traditions offer different accounts. Some sources claim that Bartholomew was martyred, possibly by being flayed alive, or crucified upside down, and then beheaded. However, historical records providing concrete evidence about the exact circumstances of his death are scarce. Number 7. Thomas. Also known as Didymus, or the twin, is commonly remembered for his doubting nature, which led to the phrase, doubting Thomas. His most notable biblical account occurs after Jesus' resurrection. When Jesus appeared to the other disciples, Thomas was not present. Upon hearing their testimony of Jesus' appearance, Thomas expressed skepticism and declared that he would not believe unless he saw and touched the wounds of Jesus. Later, Jesus appeared again to the disciples, including Thomas, inviting him to touch his wounds. Overwhelmed with conviction, Thomas proclaimed his belief, saying, "My Lord and my God." He is associated with evangelistic work in regions like Parthia, Persia, and India. Accounts of Thomas's death vary, with some traditions claiming that he was killed by spearing or piercing while preaching the gospel in India. Number 8. Matthew, also known as Levi. Before his calling, worked as a tax collector in Capernaum, a profession viewed unfavourably by many during that time due to associations with corruption and exploitation. Matthew's profession as a tax collector often led to him being referred to as the author of the Gospel of Matthew. Details regarding Matthew's death vary across historical traditions. Some accounts suggest that he died a natural death, while others claim that he was martyred, possibly in Ethiopia or Persia, though specific details about his martyrdom are unclear. Some suggest he was killed with a halberd, a type of axe, or stabbed to death in Ethiopia while preaching. Number 9. James, son of Alphaeus. During biblical times, James was a common name. James, son of Alphaeus, is mentioned only among the apostles, leaving few known details about him, his name, and his father, Alphaeus. There's uncertainty about which James in the Bible is James, son of Alphaeus, but he is often referred to as James the Less, or James the Younger, to distinguish him from James, the son of Zebedee, another apostle. His death remains unclear, with accounts suggesting crucifixion in Egypt or stoning in Jerusalem. Despite uncertainty, it's generally believed that James the Apostle was martyred. Number 10. Jude or Thaddeus, also known as Judas, son of James or Lebbaeus, is often referred to as Thaddeus to differentiate him from Judas Iscariot's. Tradition suggests that Jude the Apostle faced martyrdom alongside Simon the Zealot in what is presently Beirut in the year 65 AD, then part of the Roman province of Syria. Jude is often depicted in religious artwork holding an axe, symbolising his alleged manner of death. According to one account, in 1665, his remains were purportedly moved from Beirut to Rome and interred in a crypt at St. Peter's Basilica, sharing a tomb with Simon the Zealot. Conversely, another narrative suggests that Jude's relics were preserved at an Armenian monastery in Kurdistan, possibly until the mid-15th century. Recently, an ossuary, marked with the inscription Judas Thaddeus, was discovered alongside unmarked ossuaries in Israel's Jezreel Valley. The site's dating to no later than the 2nd century hints that it might be associated with Jude's burial place. Number 11. Simon the Zealot. His name, Zealot, might suggest an affiliation with the Zealots, a political movement known for their passionate opposition to Roman rule in Judea. However, details about Simon's background or involvement with this movement are not explicitly mentioned in the Gospels. The circumstances surrounding Simon's death are not extensively documented. Some traditions say that Simon the Zealot was killed when he was very old, during Emperor Trajan's rule. But, like with other apostles, there are different stories about how he died. Some people say he was put on a cross, others think he was burned alive, and some believe he was cut in half with a saw. Religious artwork often depicts Simon the Zealot holding a saw, symbolizing the tradition that he was martyred by sawing. Number 12. Judas Iscariot, remembered chiefly for betraying Jesus. He is famously recognized for his act of betrayal, which led to Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. Judas was responsible for identifying Jesus to the religious authorities, guiding them to Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane and sealing Jesus' fate with a kiss, signifying him as the one to be arrested. The motive behind Judas's betrayal remains debated. Some accounts suggest greed as a factor, as Judas accepted 30 pieces of silver as payment for betraying Jesus. Others speculate various reasons, including disillusionment, misunderstanding of Jesus' intentions, or a desire to provoke Jesus to reveal his power. With guilt and remorse afterward, according to the Gospel of Matthew, Judas attempted to return the payment and later tragically died by hanging himself. Ultimately, what holds greater importance and significance than knowing the specific ways in which the apostles of Jesus died is recognizing their unwavering commitment to spreading the gospel. They wholeheartedly devoted their lives as genuine followers of Christ. Throughout his time on earth, Jesus frequently discussed the commitment required for discipleship. These apostles were willing to pay that price, sacrificing their comfort and even their lives. Their aim wasn't personal recognition in history, but rather the elevation of Jesus Christ's name among all people, regardless of their backgrounds or languages. I hope you found this video informative. Subscribe, like, and drop your thoughts at the comment section below. See you in our next video.